Hi, I'm Randall. I didn't always know how to wear clothes, or wear them appropriately, or push them to the limit as I struggled with my weight, but I always had a certain je ne sais quoi. And look at me now! Whether it's home decor, entertaining, or fashion, I'm here to help others find their inner Randall.
We're going to find our inner Randall right here, right now. So glad to have you here.
Thank you, guys.
We are going to have so much fun because Randall McDonald, he calls himself the Fabulista.
I'm a Fabulista. Do you know what a Fabulista is?
I don't. You're a what?
A Fabulista is one knowing of everything fabulous.
Oh, okay. Well, then that is exactly what you are.
And speaking of fabulous.
Okay. Oh,
champagne.
Bringing champagne.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about New Year's Eve coming up in just a couple of days here. And a lot of people have to plan, or maybe not. Maybe you want to stay at home and just pop your own bottle, or maybe you want to take a bottle of bubbles and go somewhere. Randall's the guy who's going to teach us about the bubbles, about the stemware, maybe even about New Year's Eve etiquette.
Yeah.
A little bit as
First,
well.
he's going to pour us some bubbles,
right.
because
so
we're already celebrating. It's Lynda Steele's belated birthday party on Steele's.
So a little trivia.
Okay.
How many twists are there on the cage for any sparkling wine?
25.
7.
Why?
So when you're untwisting
Count.
it 7 times?
Always 7.
Really?
And
I did not know that. Good for you. I'm
let's see if I
impressed.
can do this right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, it's a slow one.
Here it comes.
Come on.
Oh, too loud.
Too loud? You don't want?
No, you do.
Why not?
Opening,
That's the celebratory thing.
opening a cork should sound like a nun passing gas in mass.
Oh, which
Just
is
a little-
silent and
just a little-
deadly.
So when you hear a pop, what is happening is you are encouraging the bubbles to come flying up out of the bottle, which you don't want. You want to keep your bubbles captured as much as possible. So the worst thing that you can do, and if you're doing something cheap and cheerful, go for it, is that, pop the cork off with your thumb or rip it off to make the sound. That's the worst thing you can do for a champagne. If you're drinking a cava, a prosecco or something, go for it. I love shooting corks off my balcony.
Isn't it all champagne, though?
Okay, but now what about even the way
it's
you're
not.
pouring it? Do you not have to tip it and pour? Does that not get...
You can't.
Less
That is
foam?
okay. Well, let's do this first,
Oh, thank you.
darling.
Thank you very much, Randall.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy early New Year's.
Here's to 2024. Let's hope
Oh,
it's
let's hope it's better.
better than 2023.
I am
which
not
was
buying.
okay.
I'm not buying the T-shirt from this.
You're
one.
not?
Okay, so that is a really good point. Now, so I'm going
Yum.
to correct you right now.
Am I holding it wrong?
Completely wrong.
Okay.
Do you
Do
know
I
what
have
you're doing?
to do this?
You're warming your bubbles. You
Okay.
never want to warm your bubbles. Now, if you want to be desperately pretentious, you hold it like this.
Oh, that looks dangerous to me. I would probably pour it right now.
Even
The old
more
decolletage.
Right? Okay, not
Okay.
classy.
Not classy. So that is a good point. So yes, it does help if you tilt your glass to pour, like people do with beer. Never had a beer, but I've heard that's what they do.
You've never had a beer.
Why?
Well,
Why would you have beer when there's bubbles? But you
guess
also
so.
only fill to a certain spot. Like knowing where to.
Well, so part of it is if you overfill your glass, while it's sitting there, bubbles are escaping. Right. Even like I'm doing something very wrong right now, which is leaving my bottle open. So you should always have a champagne stopper, because what it does is it stops the bubbles from escaping, because they keep escaping.
Right.
Because when you open it, the pressure wants to come out. So you should always have a champagne stopper for your bubbles, even if you're drinking the bottle, and it takes you 5 minutes in my case, but an hour in yours maybe. You just want to have a stopper on it.
Okay.
Okay, before we get into the sort of Champagne 101 and the stemware,
Yes.
can we talk about this
at
fabulous
that. Kind of bustle.
outfit on the Fabulista? Tell us about this and your new venture.
Yes, so I am working with a company called Froxbox. Now, so I'll tell you why they call it, because you get your frock in a box.
Okay, all right.
And they have been designing out of Europe for the past 20 years. So Deirdre Hackman from Concrete Clothiers. And she wanted to get into menswear. And she found me on social media and she was like, we should collab on something. So this is my first design.
Beautiful.
It's called Emerald. And it comes with this fabulous
Yes, you've
sash.
got the full-on bustle going
Now,
there.
when we first did it, it was like feet and feet on the floor, which would be great for the Met Gala where you just walk
Yeah.
and drop and shoot.
Trail.
And take, But I was like, I will kill myself wearing this at an event. So we had to cut it.
See, now what I like
Looks
about
good, though.
this is if you ate a little too much at your New Year's celebration, nobody could
just-
tell, right?
That's right.
You
You're just like,
push your
I'm
bustle
bustled.
up a little
I'm all
bit.
bustled.
Right?
100%. Yeah. So so if you go to myfrocksbox.ca, you can find us and you can order. And the sky's the limit. We'll make whatever you want. But I have more creations coming out next year.
All right, so let's talk about stemware then.
Yes.
Because these are all beautiful. I was just saying earlier that I have maybe 3 glasses in my entire. I know that's
And she brought them home
horrifying
from
to-
here.
I've
Yeah.
known her so long. You think this would have rubbed off?
These
know.
two go way back to Edmonton.
We
So
go
don't
way
be
back.
shocked if
Like
I'm the
we-
one standing over here giggling, drinking my bubbles, because these two
I'm
are.
going to drink my bubbles too.
And you're holding
I
it
love
wrong
both of
again.
you.
Oh, but you know what?
And don't
I'm
hold
just
your
gauche.
don't hold your white wine like that either.
Don't?
You can hold your red like that.
Red or your snifter
nothing,
of brandy.
nothing above the top of the stem unless it's red.
Got you. Okay, we'll all just have another sip of our bubbles. Talk stemware.
Okay.
Tell us
Yeah.
about what we should use. All of these? One of these? Or are they specific?
Yes.
What?
Okay. So this particular glass, it's called a coupe. Now, the legend of the coupe is that it was based on the size of Marie Antoinette's breast.
What?
That's
She
the
was
legend.
tiny.
Can I just say I've already fallen in love with you? Wow.
More than a mouthful, it's a waste. Anyway, so that is a
Randall
complete...
McDonald.
Hi there. That is a complete fallacy because in the 18th century, champagne, there was so much sediment in champagne. They used very tall glasses. They poured the champagne at the beginning of the meal, and it had the whole meal for it to settle, and then it was consumed,
Yeah.
as a dessert.
Okay.
Because all
Because
the
the sediment would
Yeah.
be at the
Yeah,
bottom,
sediment.
and then you'd be
And we'll do
sipping it
another
up.
segment on Madame Clicquot, or the Widow Clicquot.
Okay.
And she's the one who invented riddling, which got rid of all the sediment. God
Really?
bless. She's
Wow.
an amazing woman. Amazing woman. Anyway, the coupe. The coupe, very Gatsby, that,
Yeah, it
that
is
type
very
of thing.
classy and fun.
Horrible for your bubbles. Horrible.
Right.
Because
More surface,
you have
right?
all this table surface.
Yeah.
So all it's doing is your bubbles are just flying out of your glass.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Now people think the flute.
That is special. Is that not a champagne glass?
This is a champagne flute.
Okay, good.
Terrible for your bubbles.
Why? Why do they
Terrible
call
for
it a
bubbles.
champagne flute and
I
it's
did
bad
not
for
know this.
bubbles?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Tell us, Randall.
The flute was invented so that you could see all your beautiful bubbles coming up the glass.
The drama.
Yeah,
The drama.
yeah.
But you're losing all your bubbles.
Okay.
You're losing all your bubbles, and there's not enough air. This is too much air surface, not enough air surface.
Is this
perfect
baby
then?
bear or is this mama bear?
Baby bear.
So here's the one thing
right.
I want to say. Champagne or anything, they're sparkling wine.
Right.
And the reason I emphasize wine is that people don't think of sparkling wine as having a nose and all the other characteristics you think of other wines. So when you're going to use one of these glasses, do something cheap and cheerful.
Okay.
You know?
That's your Prosecco
Totally.
one?
Prosecco, Cava, maybe even a Cremant. Never a champagne.
No
Now,
Veuve. No
No
Veuve
Veuve.
ever will
No.
Where are we
land in
putting
that
our-
cup.
where are
Okay.
we
do you know
putting
what
our
do you know what
champers?
veuve means in French?
No.
It means widow, the widow Clicquot. Her husband died. Her husband
Well, back to
died.
her. Okay.
She inherited a small winery, and she turned it into the champagne house we know today.
Delicious.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
in
did
the
not
18th
know
century. Her family survived the revolution. Her husband dies. She's 28.
So tell us what you brought here, because
Yes.
there are also people who want bubbles, but they do not drink.
Don't
Correct.
want the alcohol. Yeah.
Correct. So I'm just going to go back to these for 2 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
So this is considered, so these are all by Riedel. They're a Riedel champagne glass. And the reason they're perfect is twofold. So one, you have a nice surface here for the air to get to it, but then it curves back in so your bubbles aren't escaping, but it's also big enough for your nose to get in there.
Okay.
Wow.
So you
okay.
can get the-
That was a
Okay.
good nose shot. Well done to our technical crew. They got it. They got the shot.
I'm surprised my nose can
I
fit
almost
in
did a
it.
spit take on
There you
that.
go. So that's why this is the perfect champagne glass
Okay.
for champagne. So yes, let's talk
Delicious champagne, by the
Yeah.
way.
It is.
It is good. Thank
and
you.
do you know what? So we'll get back to it. But here's the thing I love about it. Do you know what the price of this is? $55.
Get out.
So that's a decent
That is
price,
a
right?
great price for
Yeah.
champagne. 'cause
We'll be
most-
zooming in on that. Don't worry. We're going to
Yeah.
zoom in on it.
mo-
Don't worry.
most champagnes, you're coming in 65, 70,
Yeah.
and then up.
At least.
And then up.
For
Okay.
it to taste any good. And this does look like I got lipstick all over it. But it tastes so
That glass
good.
is ruined. So yes, I have several options here, and
Okay.
I thought I wanted to talk a little bit about what the difference between bubbles are. So this champagne, which I love the name Naughty,
Yes.
is actually liberated from alcohol. So what's cool about it is that, and there's been a real movement with champagne houses to create these type of drinks, is historically non-alcoholic bubbles were tasted horrible,
Terribly sweet.
super high in sugar.
So sweet.
This is only 14 calories a glass.
14.
14.
Throw some vodka in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
sorry.
It's
I'm here all week.
Yeah, and it's vegan, it's halal, it's owned by a woman. And what they do is they still make it method champenoise style, and then they de-alcoholize it. And what that means is on your palate, it still feels and tastes like champagne.
Amazing.
But you're not getting the buzz.
We need some of that for Jen Arden.
Yeah.
Oh, does she not drink?
She does not drink
No.
and she's vegan. She
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
all about that.
I'll fix her. So then this one is a cava. Now, a lot of people talk about Prosecco, cava interchangeably. They are completely different products. Prosecco's from Italy, much sweeter. This is a completely different grape varietal. And cavas are made method champenoise. The reason we get it so reasonable is because their economy is terrible.
Spanish.
Right.
Spanish.
Okay.
So if your choice is between a Prosecco and a cava, always go for the cava. $23, I think, for this. Or
I think
That's
I'm
good.
counting like 7 things I've already learned from Randall
Yeah.
in these
Yeah.
few minutes. This
Yeah.
is fantastic.
So
yeah.
next we're going to go on to a Cremant. Now, Cremant means any sparkling wine made in France, not in the Champagne
Not
region.
in the region.
I've never even heard of Cremant.
No.
Okay.
Never heard of Cremant?
No,
Never
I
heard
have
of
not.
Cremant.
Yes, so Cremants are lovely. So again, a beautiful bubble, made method champenoise, just not in the Champagne region, but you're getting the terroir of France. So you're still getting the same sort of...
the terra firma has touched it.
Exactly.
It's like the butter in France. You just don't know why, but it's there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So $30.
Not bad.
bucks?
$30.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I
Wow.
don't want us to run out of time
Yes.
before we talk about your show.
Yes!
So you have a show called Randall to the Rescue.
Randall,
Tell us.
Randall to the rescue. Oh yeah, it's Randall. Randall to the rescue.
Did you write your own little ditty?
No, I have a whole
bit of a
team.
performer.
And so,
Cool.
yeah, so the music department wrote the song. I turned into a superhero cartoon character as I'm off to save people from their unfabulousness.
When, where, when?
Yes.
When and where?
Tell
Where
us.
can people
Yes,
see
Where
it?
are we
yes,
going?
yes.
I'm coming.
So you can view it on TELUS Optic, stream it
Okay.
there, or it lives on YouTube on the Randall channel. And we just finished season 1, and we're filming season 2 right now. And so the premise of the show is I help people find their fabulous, but I have to learn something along the way too.
Oh.
Yes, like I had to
Okay.
babysit kids.
Oh, yes.
They're in
that would have
counseling.
been
Those kids are in counseling.
Very entertaining. Randall is also a professional singer. And I think before we sort of head out,
our
and it
holiday
is
show.
'tis the season, maybe you could sing us something festive from one of your shows? Just put you on
Maybe
the
it's
spot.
much too early in the game. But I thought I'd ask you just the same. What do you do in New Year's? New Year's Eve.
Randall McDonald, the
beautiful.
Fabulista, Randall to the rescue.
Cheers.
Let's hope that 2024 is going to be a happy, healthy, prosperous, successful year
100%.
for you, me,
Yes,
and for all of you. as well.
exactly. And may it be fabulous.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
early.
Year.